my friends, greetings. Hello, how are you? Today's reading, as you can tell, is going to be on the conspiracy of organized religion. Before we get started, I do want to tell you I've got a new deck here. I want to share that with you. This deck today, if I can find the lid, is Disney's Villains. So we're going to be using the Villains deck, how much more fitting, to read on the conspiracy of organized religion, its denominations, and the truth behind it. What is finally the truth? I find it odd myself that you have all these different denominations and religions, but yet you look at it and they all have the same story, just like different names, different times, different dates, different all of that, I got a few questions here we're going to go through and see what the cards say. Now, I do want to disclaim right now that I'm not saying that there's no God, there's no creator. I'm not saying anything like that. All I'm doing is just questioning what we've been told and we've been taught, which is a lot been lies, as we have found out later on here in life. So it's a legit question. It's no knock on religion or any creator or anything like that. Now, that being said, were these religious texts edited under rulers like the councils to control things and call mystical stuff demonic? Is today's view of occult or alternative spirituality as dangerous, just an old tactic, updated and maybe updated with the help of agencies, think tanks? How did religions turn ancient spirits like the jinn, demons, ancestors, into straight up evil demons? What's the real story behind wiping out indigenous beliefs for land and control? Any real links between secret societies, rich families, politicians, shaping religions to keep people divided and obedient? How do things like fear of hell, original sin, and needing priests keep us from true spiritual freedom today, to true spiritual sovereignty? You think it's what you would call it. What is still hidden or not fully understood? And one more bonus question here. The truth about the Bible. Was this just simply a fairy tale, or did these people truly exist and that these were their memories? I think that's some pretty interesting questions here. I think we could get some answers from that. Question number 1. Were religious texts edited under rulers like the council to control things and call mystical stuff demonic? We have here the King of Coins. Now, the King of Coins is a straight up yes card. You can't get much more yesy than this. It's showing powerful people treating religion like a business. Picking and choosing what goes into the books, like the Bible, the sacred religious texts, they picked and chose because this was to keep control over money, over land, even over people's beliefs, because, this is owning it all. It's showing Gnostic and mystical ideas getting labeled as dangerous, so everyone would follow this one central authority. It's about building a strong earthly power base. I understand why they just wanted one, but, we'll get into that at another time here. Is today's view of the occult or alternative spirituality as dangerous just the old tactic updated? With help from agencies and think tanks. We have got the 2 of Coins in reversed. This card shows things being juggled badly. Fear-mongering that's never stopped. It's that fire and brimstone, preaching everybody's going to hell, This fear-mongering never stopped. It just got rebranded. Just got updated with the times. Current with the times here, man. It shows modern institutions and influencers that paint alternative paths as risky or crazy, or this is to stop us from waking up and connecting directly, knowing who we really are, because this makes our balance off. It's showing the balance off and that chaos is the only thing that's going to break this pattern. That's some good advice on that there. How religions turned ancient spirits into straight up evil demons. Temperance reversed. This kind of puts me in mind of like an angel whose wings got clipped. Like, you know, taking neutral Switzerland or helpful beings and just flipping them into pure monsters. This is just to cut you off or cut people off from talking to the spirit world themselves, putting that fear in you. You're gonna get possessed. Yeah, because this is forcing everybody to go through priests and churches instead of having their own direct link. It's like, you know, like the Catholics will pray to a saint or whatever, like it's not from their lips to Jesus' ears or whatever, you know, kind of like that same type of situation. You're not worthy enough, you're not a man of the cloth or one of God's chosen ones, so you have to have him speak on your behalf, a preacher or priest or, you know, someone of the cloth. What's the real story behind wiping out beliefs for land and control? 7 of Wands here. This is a fight card. Yeah, this is a fight card. This is showing these colonizers and missionaries calling native ways evil or primitive. You know, this is just for them to justify taking resources and land. It's deliberate cultural takeover. But now this card also is a card of strength. These still traditions are still standing their grounds. And it's true, it is. The battle's not over. But now the original ways are now starting to fight back. Any links between secret societies, rich families, politicians, and shaping religions to keep people divided and obedient. This is the sun. The sun is bright and clear. And it also shines light to the shady spots. Keep that in mind. There's connections in the history books if you look, definitely. Elites have influenced religious stories to maintain control, to sway things in their favor, to keep you from being anything other than dependent on them. Because if you ain't dependent on them, then that's when they got a real problem. But now listen, this card brings good news because it shows the light is coming. That's more people seeing through it now. Exposure, weakening the O grip. It is being awakened to this. And there it is. If you look in your comments and stuff, you know, there's not people just automatically assuming the narrative. How did things like fear of hell, original sin, and even priests keep us from true spiritual freedom or sovereignty? And that's going to be the Fool in reverse. The Fool in reverse is someone stuck at the edge. It's someone too scared to step forward. Now, it's showing that these ideas, back that up. These ideas create deep fear and guilt. Oh, this has got a lot to it, actually. It's this guilt and fear that's going to keep you from trusting your own path and your faith. It's them keeping you handing your power over to institutions and other beings instead, you know, walking your own journey with the universe. Instead of living on your own faith, being your own. It's a trap that blocks real freedom. It's a loop. For sure. The loose loop or the karmic loop. What's still hidden or not fully understood? True love reverse. Now this one hits deep. Definitely. This is the biggest hidden piece in how they have broke this natural love and connection between us and the divine. Like putting this wedge between us and the divine. It's that pure direct bond getting replaced with rules, fear, middlemen, another power authority. It's knowledge being buried so people wouldn't remember how connected we truly and actually are. Yeah. Now, the big picture, these cards show a long game of, you know, powerful people that's twisting spiritual stuff for control. It's Showing, though, these reversals, that this old system's wobbling, weebling and wobbling to fall down. Now, the sun is going to be the truth breaking through, because it's time to take your personal power back. So, with that being said, pull one more card, which we did, about the truth about the Bible. That's going to be the Ace of Wands. Now, was this just made up stories? Did these people actually exist? Were these real memories? The Ace of Wands is like a fresh torch lighting up a dark room. It says the Bible's not purely invented from nothing, though. These were real people in real places. Real memories are woven in there. Where there is smoke, there is a little bit of fire. Yeah, these ancient tribes, kings, prophets, these big historical moments, especially from the Middle East, they sure did exist. Archaeology, outside records, they'll back up this whole memory backdrop here. But now this ace also shows that this spark was shaped, fanned, and turned into something other than what it truly was by the hands that held the pen. You're late here. A lot of it's amplified, edited, reframed. This should be serve the needs of rulers and religious leaders, those in charge here. It's showing stories getting combined, miracles added for impact, and a lot of certain voices left out if they didn't fit the control narrative. Now, while it's not 100% fiction, it's also not the untouched word-for-word history either. Not at all. It's like inspired memories mixed with political and spiritual agendas. Like, a powerful seed that got planted and fertile but manipulated. So, I don't know. This just fits right in with the other cards, though. The King of Coins energy we saw before. Now, that's the earthly powers deciding what sparks stay lit. It's reversals that show and warn that this book was later used to demonize other paths, keep people from their own direct fire. But now, the Ace of Wands in here, that was definitely really encouraging, because it's saying that the real spiritual fire, it's still there beneath the layers. We don't have to throw this whole thing out. Just go through with discernment. Find that original spark for yourself. Find what resonates with you and leave the rest for someone else. Alright, guys. I hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope you learned something new and maybe confirm something you already knew. Have a great rest of your day, guys. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye now.